Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Species Saturday. I am your host, Nico with Nico's Aquatics. I got some exciting news here. Today we're going to be talking about PYGMY Corycats, the tiny little nano bottom feeders. They're absolutely awesome. I'm also going to be talking about a awesome giveaway that we are doing right here on the channel. Very easy to enter, so be sure to stay tuned all the way to the end of the video so you find out how to enter into the giveaway. Now let's get started. All right, so like I said, we're talking about the PYGMY Corycats. Now you may have never even heard of these guys, but this is what they look like right here. As you can see, they're really tiny. They only get about an inch in size. You know, when I first saw these guys, I actually asked my LFS guy, this was a couple years ago when I first saw them, I said, what are these? Are these Corycats? He said, yeah. I said, are these juveniles? He said, no, these are as big as they get. They're PYGMY Corycats, or they call them, dwarf Corycats, dwarf Corydoras. And there's a couple other names, but they're really awesome bottom feeders. I did a video on these guys actually right here. And that one, the white skirt Tetras, that was actually one of the first ones I did on coming back when I started this channel from my old channel I had for Aquatics. But I mentioned that they are the staple, they're a staple in the freshwater community, the white skirt Tetras. And these are kind of the same thing. Cory catfishes or Corydoras, they're also, I would consider them a staple in the hobby because you either own a Corydoras, at least a couple of them, or you have in the past. That's kind of how it works, because they are, to me, the best bottom feeder, besides shrimp and crayfish. They are the best bottom feeders, in my opinion, because they're very friendly. They are super docile. They're really, really hardy, and these are no different. They're just tiny. They only get about an inch, like I said. So I have them not in this tank, but my 5-gallon over at my sister's house, which, you guys know about already. I did a video setting that up with my son. They're in there with the Rasboras, which I just did a Species Saturday last week on. Go check that out. This playlist is right down below. They're in there, and they are doing better than any of my other fish at all. Like, I've had them in there for probably, I think it's been like maybe 2 years. That was in the other house, then I moved them. When I moved the 5-gallon tank, I took out the Rasboras, put them in a bag, and then I drained the 5-gallon tank only to about maybe that much, probably about that much water in it, and I left all the gravel and all the decorations in there because I didn't want to drain it, and then because the Corycats are hard to get out because there's a bunch of plants in there, and I knew it would just be a huge hassle to do that, so I just drained it down to about that much and left them in there. The house is really close that my sister moved to. There's only maybe a mile away, if that, up the road, and it's all back roads, so drove really slow, and they were perfectly fine. They didn't get stressed out. There was no heavy breathing, no shock, no red gills, nothing. They were chill. They're so chill, and they're so hardy, just like all Corycats. But the interesting thing about these guys is they're so small, you would think that they wouldn't be as hardy. They're so tiny. All of their insides and organs are all so small, but yet they're so hardy. I haven't lost any of them, which is very surprising. I've had them, again, probably about 2 years. I'd have to go back and check the date on that video. But I got those originally when I first started the tank, and it was cycled. And they're really hardy. I haven't lost any of them. Hadn't had any problems. They're really, really active. Probably even a little bit more than other catfish, Corycats, in my opinion. They do like to be in schools in bunches of 3 or more. I have 4 in that 5-gallon tank. Now, you guys probably already know, if you're followers of this channel, I don't go by the textbook amount of fish per gallon. Like, technically, that would probably be overstocking. 4 Corycats, PYGMY Corycats in a 5-gallon tank. Probably somebody would say that's overstocking. But I know my tank better than they do, and better than the textbook does. I can see that it's not overstocked. I only have a couple, a few Rasboras in there, and the tank's really good, really healthy. So that's not overstocked. I have 4 in there, and they always stay in kind of groups, always in close proximity of each other. So I definitely wouldn't recommend any less than 2 per 5 gallons. you know, any less than that, because if you don't do that, they're going to struggle. They like to stay in groups. They don't really necessarily school, but they do stay very close in proximity to each other. The tank has to be planted. In my opinion, they're not going to die if they don't have plants, but all my tanks are planted. All the tanks I've ever had, all planted, all natural, none of decoration, ornaments, you know, from Walmart. Oh, sorry guys, my dog just woke up. I have it propped up on the bed here. I'm trying to get a better setup, but sorry about that. My one of the basset hounds just woke up and started, you know, did her little shake off thing. They are fantastic. I don't have anything else in that tank for bottom feeders. They are extremely active. I never see any uneaten food. I put a little bit extra in there so it gets down to them. You know, the Rasboras are real quick at picking at the top. But also what you can do to make sure they get food rather than the other fish is you can grain it up to really, really fine powder, because they're so tiny, their mouths are so small. They are able to see that, other than, you know, maybe the other fish cannot because they're larger. You know, they're like almost like dust. You know, just keep rolling it in your finger and put it in there. It'll go right down to them, and they like that. They're so adorable, and they're really inexpensive as well. I think I paid maybe anywhere from $3 to $6 for each, so they're really not expensive, just like all Cory. So the pH is 6 to 8. The temperature is 72 to 80. Again, very large range. The one the 5-gallon tank is at a 74. So they're perfectly fine with that. Their colors are, you know, they don't really have a whole lot of colors. A little bit of blue and silver in there, but you know, they're really awesome looking anyway. But yeah, that's about it for those. I would highly recommend these. Like in this tank here, I wouldn't really get them for a big, this big of a tank. This is a 20-gallon tall. Just because they're so small, I think this would almost be too much for them. They're perfect for nano tanks, as well as the Rasboras, like I did last week. Nano fish. So they're really good in, like, you know, 2-gallon to 5-gallon. 10 gallons really good too, but I wouldn't really put them in here unless it's the Aquascape is a little bit different. For this tank, I definitely wouldn't put those in there. I would get regular, like, salt and pepper, corridor, something like that. I don't have any bottom feeders in here, which I may change soon because I gotta put some more fish in here. Let's get right to the giveaway. So the giveaway is super, super easy. All you have to do to enter, and actually, before I do that, make sure you subscribe, like it, and also drop a comment. That's how you enter. You have to be subscribed. You have to be a subscriber to this channel, and you have to drop a comment with either your favorite species of fish or your favorite species of plant, like jungle val or molly, something like that. Not both. You can do both, but it's just one or the other. Whatever your favorite species of plant is, aquatic plant or species of fish. That's how you enter. I'm going to do 3 winners. And I'm going to be giving away a bottle of Prime, Sea-Chem Prime. I believe it's a, I have written down somewhere in my phone, but I'll put everything down below as well. But it's a smaller bottle of Prime. I think it's about that big. Also, Tetramin Flakes, a smaller version of this. It's the smallest version. I think it's probably about that big. That'll last you a while for, you know, smaller tanks. And also, I'm going to be giving away Sylvania floating plants, which is these right here. These are the floating plants. These are incredible. Just a little handful of these. Probably just a little cup, one of those Dixie little cup things that you get ketchup in. So just like a little handful, not much. And I guarantee you that they will take over your tank within a matter of a couple of months, because they duplicate like crazy. They are ammonia and nitrite eaters like crazy. They're perfect. I love them. I got these from a Reddit user like 2 years ago, and I haven't bought any more. It was only about a handful, a good wad, and I constantly have to thin these out, throw them away, because I don't have another tank I can put them in. So what I'm going to do, instead of throwing them away when I'm thinning them out, I'm going to give them to you guys. So 3 people, make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. Drop a comment of your favorite species of fish or species of aquatic live plant. That's how you enter. Again, guys, thank you very much. Be sure to drop a comment if you have any questions as well. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. God bless. Stay safe. And as always, most important, Stay wet. Appreciate it, guys. More to come. Peace out.